a type 1 diabetic. It is a chronic disease that I have for life. It's something that I have to think about every single day.
And that's just the medication.
Hey world, and nobody here. Ignore the fact I'm a little bit crazy, I've just got back from work. And the problem is, I've just realised that I've only got one day before I go to Budapest. And I still haven't packed yet. So, come and pack with me. I'm off to Budapest for 4 days, which I am so incredibly excited about. I can't afford really expensive flights all the time, so I picked the cheap option, I went with Ryanair. But the big thing that annoys me is the fact that I can't even bring a carry-on case, because it costs you £120 to be able to bring that on. Ryanair is stingy, but I'm stingier. So instead, I've had to buy a backpack. This is such a good backpack. It has a shoe container for different layers. I can put my laptop in here, my clothes. It has a separate section for you to put all of your wet stuff in as well. And it was a decent price. I'll link this backpack down in the description below. I have looked on Amazon and apparently it's official. You can actually bring this on Ryanair. Things I do to save a little bit of money. I will fit everything in this backpack if it kills me. When it comes to packing, the most important thing that I have to remember is my medication. For those of you who don't know, I am a type 1 diabetic. One thing that actually helps me manage this is by taking insulin. And having this long-term illness that can essentially kill me obviously means that I never ever forget to bring my medication with me when I travel. Look, in my defense, I didn't forget my insulin, I just forgot the thing that I use to actually take my insulin. I wear a diabetic patch. This is attached to my body at all times and it means that I'm constantly being delivered my medication. Most diabetics tend to inject. That's what I used to be on, but now I am a patch pump wearer and I will never ever look back on injections ever again. For those who are watching who are diabetic, if you haven't been on the patch system, honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. If you want to know a little bit more, please do leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. I'm not saying they're perfect, but when these do malfunction, because sometimes they do, when I have actually had to go back to injections, it's just been the worst experience ever because now taking injections seems so alien to me. And I've only been on these for 5 years. On top of that, I'm so used to wearing my patch pumps that I also forgot to actually bring my injections as backup. So I was stuck in a country without any medication. Before you panic, there is actually ways that you can get hold of medication in other countries. I have managed to go into pharmacies and ask for this medication. Take a picture of this on my phone or screenshot it, gone into the pharmacy and shown them this, and every single time it has luckily been available and I've managed to buy the medication. The only problem with that is I'm looking at what, £30–40? It's money that I could spend on other things, trips, instead of having to spend it on the life-saving thing that I get for free. You are my witness. I'm putting these things in my bag so that I know that I have actually packed these and haven't forgot them. I'm only going for 4 days. These things last me 3 days. At least I have got backup. I know that you're looking at this going, okay, well done. You remembered your life-saving thing, but caught ya. It's not the only thing I forgot. I have also managed to forget my blood glucose monitor. Being a type 1 diabetic, it's all about being able to stabilise that blood sugar control, and to be able to make sure that I'm stabilised, I have to actually test it. I've forgot this bad boy before in the past, and these are not cheap. You are my witness. Let's actually put her in there. And I'm also going to take some spares. I need to make sure that I also have my injections. So even though I am on this patch pump, if anything were to go wrong and malfunction, I recently went to Egypt. I had some really big issues with my patch pumps and unfortunately had to go back to injection pens. So I do also have to carry these with me in case anything were to happen so that I can easily administer my insulin. She's looking pretty full so far. The beauties of traveling with a condition, you do have to make sure that you actually have enough room to carry all these things. Most airlines are reasonable and you can actually bring another bag separately for medication, but again, do check with your airline. And the number one thing you have to make sure is you cannot put your insulin in the luggage carrier, so it has to be with you at all points because the temperatures on the airplane mean that your insulin will become defective. Always carry it with you, and as well as that, if the airplane were to go down and also crash something like that, you know, touch wood, pray that doesn't happen. You should have your medicine with you anyway, because you never know what the situation could be and how long you might be somewhere. The very last thing, dextrose. Basically they are sugar. It's just sugar in a packet. The reason for this is I can sometimes get low blood sugars, and they're the things that I need to be careful of, because that essentially means I can collapse. And obviously I do not want that to happen on my holiday. When I'm on holiday, I am constantly active. I am walking around, I could be swimming, sometimes I'm climbing a mountain. So to ensure that I don't actually drop my blood sugars, I need to make sure that I have access to sugar. And these are just a really easy way to make sure that I'm administering that quickly and effectively. Again, do not worry if you run out. The easiest thing that you can do is get a full fat Coke or a cake or something with a lot of sugar in, and that will easily pump your sugars up. That includes the medical part of this packing. I'm gonna go and try some clothes on, because I like to try on some outfits first before I pack them to make sure that I'm happy with them. So it's going to be about -1 to -4 degrees in Budapest. So the number one thing I have to make sure that I take with me are thermals. So these thermals are great because they've got fleece material, so this should keep me warm. I'm not going to put this on now because I will actually just sweat all over it. I'm not going to wear this for at least 4 days. So my plan is to take staples and then just rotate them all throughout the day. Something that I've particularly bought for this trip are the leather trousers, which again they have fleece inside, so again they're going to keep me warm. But I do also have thermal leggings to wear underneath, so it'll keep me extra cozy. Of course, a staple is a massive puffy coat. This is also a really fantastic coat because it's actually a maternity coat. So this was my sister's old pregnancy coat when she had my niece. It just means I can layer so many things underneath this. Then of course we have our staples such as a hat, scarf and gloves. And if you've been watching my videos, you've probably seen my red bag all the time, so I was getting kind of bored of it, so I'm going to go for this cute yellow Kate Spade bag. Now we need to figure out what our outfits are going to look like. Let's do a fashion show. Now I have my outfit sorted, it's time to pack the rest of this bag. I'm going to start with my pajamas, because pajamas are always the thing that I forget, and every time I get to the hotel I'm always like, oh, why? I forgot my PJ. A tip when it comes to packing in a really small suitcase is to roll. It's the roll method. Folding inwards, just rolling out so that it creates a nice tight little bundle. I've managed to pack like this time and time again, and it's made a world of difference. Now I know you're probably panicking, going, oh god, she's taking out her medication. I will put this back in, I promise. Another top tip, wear all your heaviest stuff or your biggest stuff on the airplane, because then you save more room. Fold and roll all the smaller stuff and then wear all my big heavy puffy things when I am on the plane, and I'll just remove those layers. So in Budapest it's gonna be very, very cold. I had a look the other day and it was -7 degrees, which is absolutely freezing. So I've had to invest in some really good thermals. I bought these off Amazon. Whenever it's freezing, thermals are going to be your best friend. I've also packed really fluffy socks as well to make sure that my feet don't freeze off. I'm not going to wear these ones on the plane because I think I'll actually melt. I am super excited to go to Budapest. I've never been before, this is my first time, and everyone says that apparently it is the best city that they've ever been to. Even though I've only just started my channel and already I've kind of shown that I travel quite a bit, I've actually been really fortunate in my life and I've like traveled quite a lot. I haven't been traveling, that is on my bucket list. I would love to go and travel for like a year. It's my absolute dream. But my goal is actually to visit every single European before I turn 30. About to turn 29, a year left. So time is ticking. But I did technically lose 2 years because of COVID. So I'm saying 32. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm not gonna lie, this is looking very tight already, but that's all my outfits so far. Alongside this, I'm going to need to pack a bikini because we are going to the spas. Budapest is known for all of its thermal baths, so I'm super excited. And in our hotel, we've got a spa and a pool as well, so I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. But I am on my period when I go to Budapest. I know when my period is because I have an app with my Fitbit. And to make sure that I can actually go in all the pools, I also use the reusable, what are these called, period cups. I know people have fear of them, but I don't mind them. I find them quite comfortable. I prefer them to tampons. And I also have these reusable Modi body pants. They are the best things. Like, I will link them in the description below. I don't have enough subscribers, so I can tell you right now I am not sponsored. I recommend them to all my friends, so yeah, highly recommend. I have my pants, I have my outfit, socks. Oh, I do also have backup pants as well. I've had it multiple times before where like my flights have been cancelled, so I always bring backup just in case. Oh, how's this looking? I will just wear the same shoes every day. I'm just gonna wear my trainers because I'm going to be doing a lot of walking and I want to be as comfortable as possible. I also have travel toiletries. I like to put this near the top because of all airports you can only take under 50 millilitres of liquids, so I like to have it at the top so I can quickly grab those, put them in a plastic bag. I also like to take a nail file, and I also take some hair bubbles so that my hair is not always in my face. We need to make sure we have a toothbrush. Do not use makeup wipes on your face, and so instead I use a reusable flannel. Again, this is amazing. I always think that this takes off more makeup than the makeup wipes ever did, so this is absolutely incredible. And then last but not least, adapter. Budapest, apparently it is the 2-prong is what I have been told. This is the test. Let's see if we can actually fit this in the first place, and then I've got to try and stuff in my medication. Okay, so I've managed to at least fit in all my clothes and things. I'm not gonna lie, it's hella tight. Look at this. Aha! Let's stick my medication in here. I am taking a little bag. If they have a go, I'm just going to say, well, look, I'm a type 1 diabetic and you have to accept my bag. Somebody on Amazon said they managed to fit a whole week's worth of clothes in here. Like, I do not bring a lot of makeup with me, and yet I'm still struggling to fit 4 days worth of things in here. I think I've done it. And then I've got to stick my Mac in here because I want something to do on the plane. All right, let's see how heavy this is. This is my secret setup in my room. I don't think it's that bad. I don't need to tighten the straps a little bit. It's packed, but hey, let's go to Budapest.